And I think that's really a really important realization, um, is that this history is something that has affected everybody, and because of that, it's something that we all have to be accountable for, and it's something that we're all responsible for. Um, and so some of the ways that you can do that is advocacy, is looking at what's happening in Winnipeg right now are, statues and schools and street names that are being taken down or renamed, that have honored architects or people who have been responsible for residential schools in the history of this country. Not commemorating them or memorializing them or honoring them anymore. It is attending and just showing up to protests and rallies that raise awareness and advocate for change. And it is finding little ways that you can also contribute to supporting survivors and being allies. I can tell you a quick story before, if you have any questions, I'll take them. There was this little girl, she was about maybe 10 years old, 11 years old. And on the day of July 1st, on Canada Day, she was selling lemonade outside of her apartment building. And she was selling lemonade to raise money to donate to the Indian Residential School Survivor Society. And just this young girl who raised almost $1,000 and donated it to this really important organization. And if she can do it, anybody can do it, right? And so it's just finding ways that you can be a part of this journey that we are now all on. And whether it's educating somebody that needs to be educated, or whether it's helping to advocate for change, or whether it's being an ally and walking with people who are taking part in a march to raise awareness, or just learning as much as you can, so that when you are in leadership positions, when you get older, and your teachers and your doctors and your politicians and your policemen, or whoever it might be, that you are you have the knowledge that is required to make better decisions, to create better systems, and to treat everybody equitably, so that we can live in a healthier society. And residential schools are just one part of a number of systems that are still doing damage to Indigenous people and people of color in Canada. And so those systems need to change. And honestly, it's a long-term solution that is going to need preparation in the young people, so that they can be the ones who will create that change, because reconciliation is not an overnight thing. It's something that's going to take decades. One of the things that the elders say is that as long as trauma has been taking place, it will take healing just as long. Healing will take just as long. So, if the residential school system was about 150, 160 years, it's going to take that long to heal from it. And so it's a long-term commitment, and we all need to be on board with it. So anyway, maybe I talked too long, but
no, that's lovely. And that's perfect that you ended with actions we can take, because that's what we were going to ask you, because what we like to do is make sure that we always, when we talk about an issue, we pair it with something the kids can do to help make it better, so that they feel empowered and engaged and inspired, and not overwhelmed, and apathetic about it. So I'm going to rewatch the video and write down all those points and make sure we do them all. I think next week in this group, we're going to work on an online zine that we're going to share all that we've learned with the world. So that's one of the things we'll do. I think we're going to do letter writing too. So I know with a lot of the calls to action in the Truth and Reconciliation report, they say, you can write and show your support for that. So we're thinking we'll do that as a group activity too. Anyone have any questions? We learned so much, I can't even believe it.
That was really straightforward.
Yeah, nobody had any questions.
Because it was so good, you're saying? because David's talk was so good, there's no questions, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just clear.
Thank you.